told us about WorldCom and the name change up, right? You said that it...
I said change the name of our product. I didn't say nothing about taking people off the corner.
Look, man, we done changed the name of that weak shit so many times that don't nobody come down to the towers no more. And them Carrollton boys had it going on.
Who shot the youngin'?
I don't know. I don't think it was us. Them other niggas was going wild, though. I mean...
You know, the cops is gonna have to bang some heads on this one. They got to. That means we gotta shut everything down until this shit passed. That means the towers, the low rises, everything gotta take a long fucking time out.
No, String. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something, man. This here game is more than the rep you carry, the corner you hold. You gotta be fierce, y'all know that. But more than that, you gotta show some flex.
Now, I have to be honest. In some rare moments, it's actually Stringer Bell that gives some of the greatest advice on the show. If String had some balls to go along with that brain of his, he would be the epitome of what an original gangster is. He would have did way better in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, where the underworld was more civilized, more purpose driven. See, killing as many people as you can kill does not make you a gangster. It just makes you a killer. And if you belong to somebody, a soldier. What makes you a gangster or any kind of respectable leader is knowing when to talk and knowing when to fight. Doing too much of either one will lead to your downfall. In fact, the balance of these two things will determine how long you maintain your position. If your position will ascend or if it will remain stagnant. Now, this conversation with String actually inspires Bodhi to change somewhat. He calmed down that rah-rah ready for whatever persona and started using his head. Like String said, you have to show some flex. Not just with your rivals, but also with the police. Now, I'm not telling you to give the police information. I'm telling you to respect the police. Because there is no organized crime without law and order. And if you don't know what that means, then you probably shouldn't. But because Stringer Bell has a parallel plot with Bunny Colvin, his conversation with Bodhi is identical to the conversation that Colvin had with Carver, that soldiering and policing is not the same.
And that's when the idea of the free zone of Amsterdam come to me, because this drug thing, this ain't police work. No, it ain't. I mean, I can send any fool with a badge and a gun up on them corners and jack a crew and grab files. But policing, I mean, you call summer war. And pretty soon, everybody gonna be running around acting like warriors. They gonna be running around on a damn crusade, storming corners, slapping on cuffs, racking up body counts. And when you at war, you need a fucking enemy. And pretty soon, damn near everybody on every corner is your fucking enemy. And soon the neighborhood that you're supposed to be policing, that's just occupied territory. You follow this?
I think so.
Look at the point I'm making, Carver, is this. Soldiering and policing, they ain't the same thing. And before we went and took the wrong turn and started up with these war games, the cop walked a beat, and he learned that post.
Now, when a police officer learns his post, I mean truly learns his post, from the criminals to the civilians to the crackheads, this is a fundamental part of community building, of any community having a firm foundation. Now, one of my favorite parts on The Wire is when Carver stops chasing Donut and the rest of his gang, because it's no point. He already knows their name, he knows where they hang, and he knows what each and every last one of them is about. This is how the police operated when I was coming up. See, you had some simple-minded ones that would actually chase us, but The more experienced cops let us run. They had informants, and some had crackheads like Bubbles keeping tabs on us. But the thing is, they knew that we were hustling, and we didn't disrespect them by not acknowledging them. They let us do our job, and we let them do their job. See, the problem starts when every hustler starts to view every cop as an enemy, and every cop starts to view every hustler as an enemy. And when that mutual respect diminishes, so will the ease of everyone else's job. Trust me, there is a convenience in working in harmony, even if your ideologies clash.
Fucking God, man. Everything good?
Yeah, just words.
Mr. Entrapment, how you doing? Don't look like that. I'm still dining out on that story. You know, he beat the wiretap a year ago. Claimed entrapment when he was clocking in Bunny Colvin's Amsterdam. Shit you not. Smart kiddo. I loved it. When I roll back in an hour, this corner's bone dry and people are done for the day.
Okay, so
Now, Bodhi seems to be a lot of people's favorite character on the show. And personally, he's not one of my favorite characters, but I do understand why people like him a lot. Bodie Broadus had heart, and he was ambitious, but because of his lack of understanding for the game, he couldn't really escape his position. Now, Bodhi's view of the drug game was kinda naive. He felt like if he did everything right, that if he stood tall, that if the count was always correct, that he would eventually be rewarded, that it will all pay off. It sounded like he wanted the drug game to be fair. And this is where Bodhi loses me at. When he agrees to snitch on Marlo and sacrifice himself for the sake of the game, I was so confused. Like, no, Bodhi, don't let McNulty finesse you out of your honor, homie. You built a solid reputation over the years, and what you agreed to is not being a soldier, it's being a hypocrite. This is how them Avenue corners felt when Avon was on top, and y'all was taking a bully on any corner y'all wanted. But now that you're an independent hustler and a bigger organization takes your corner and kills two of your friends, you want to cry about it?
Been out there since I was 13. I ain't never fucked up a count, never stole off a package, never did some shit that I wasn't told to do. I've been straight up. But what come back? You think if I get jammed up on some shit, they'd be like, all right, yeah, Bodie been there, Bodie hang tough. We got his pay lawyer, we got a bail. They want me to stand with him, right? So where the fuck they at when they supposed to be standing by us? I mean, when shit goes bad and there's hell to pay, where they at? This game is rigged, man. Be like them little bitches on the chessboard. Pawns.
Like the soldiers.
Yo, I'm not snitching on none of my boys. Not my corner, not no Barksdale people, or what's left of them. But Marlo, this nigga and his kind, man, they gotta fall. They gotta.
Now, peep this, right? I don't care if you come from a place of wealth or if you come from a place of poverty. As human beings, it is only natural that we're going to use the resources around us to help us succeed or to make our life or our job easier. In season 1, those vacant houses were used as a shelter for homeless children because they would rather be there than in the system. This is something that I personally understand. But by season 4, those same vacant houses were used to hide bodies from the police so that they won't harass our drug corners. But remember, Bodhi was so eager to cause one of the saddest moments in the show by killing one of your best friends in a vacant house to protect your boss. And your reward for this is Chris and Snoop putting 2 more of your friends in a vacant house to protect their boss. So, even if you love Bodie Broadus, tell me, does he have the right to complain?
And I'm the one that told him to do the right thing and go talk to the man. Don't seem that way now, do it?
I mean, yo, you gotta look at it from Marlo's point of view. I mean, shit, how it's different from Wallace?
Because Stringer said Wallace snitched.
Yo, Kevin might have snitched too.
Man, but he didn't. Yeah. And we had to do Wallace.
Yo, Marlo thought he had to do Kevin.
But he didn't. That's what I'm saying. It's a cold motherfucker.
It's a cold world, Bodie.
Thought you said it was getting warmer, nigga.
World going one way, people another, yo.
Now, Pooh and Slim Charles, right, might be two of the smartest pawns on the show. And I'm glad that Pooh called Bodhi out, because his anger was causing him to contradict himself. But what he said about the world going one way and people going another is not an empty statement. It actually has some truth to it. Now, the word al-amana is a religious concept. God said al-amana represents the trust, the honor, the integrity, the conviction inside the hearts of men. But the pinnacle of al-amana has come and gone, because as time passes on, it will leave the hearts of men until only traces of it is left, like dots on their hearts. This is why the most honorable of us today is only half of the men of our predecessors. Why every generation's morality seems to get weaker. Every man feels as though when he was a kid, the men were built different. And you're not too off for thinking this way. But this is the reason why Marlo seems so cold to Bodhi. The reason why he seems so indifferent from what he's used to. But the reality is, Marlo didn't do anything that Avon himself and Stringer Bell didn't start off in their era. Avon killed a civilian, Marlo killed a civilian. Avon killed a security guard, Marlo killed a security guard. Wallace died because he might have snitched, and Kevin died for the exact same reason. Just because Marlo does it more frequently and more viciously does not negate the fact that he got this behavior from somewhere.
Ain't no Barksdale. I'm just saying, talk is cheap.
Now, as men, it is incumbent upon us to control our emotions, for it is emotion that navigates us to our demise. And instead of complaining to the police about your illegal problems, Bodhi should have listened to the advice that Slim Charles was trying to give. Because a soldier only confides in another soldier, or he doesn't confide at all. But Bodhi's grandmother said that when he was young, his mother actually died out there in the streets. And years later, his older brother was killed also. So Bodhi's anger, that chip on his shoulder, it comes from a real place. And this may sound crazy, but I'm actually glad that David Simon killed Bodhi off before he made him a snitch. It would have ruined his character, in my opinion. But I got something on Snoop coming up next, y'all. A lot of people gonna be surprised about my take of her, but I gotta keep it real. But I truly appreciate all the love from my Wire fans. I really ain't know it was this many people that love the show like me. But like, comment, subscribe before you get out of here. It's your boy Swartz. Thanks again, y'all.